the work you both did in 2024, and we are excited about the coming year. At this time, I'm going to invite Katie Comer with Meta, Andy Andres with DPR Construction, Dan Harmon with Turner Construction, Steve Knighton with M.A. Mortenson Company to join me in these chairs right up front. And we're going to get a conversation. We're going to chat with these professionals and get updates on the Meta project in Richland Parish. Now, I'm going to ask them a series of questions, and then they will, as a group or individually, answer those questions, and they're going to share some highlights about the project going on. So y'all come on up and take your seats. Now, give them a round of applause, man. They're pretty special. Now, you have bios in your program, and I've shortened them up a little bit, but I do want to introduce each of them if I could, and then I'm going to swing around and join them with my microphone down there. First, Katie Comer with Meta. Katie, thank you so much. You've been pretty regular here too, and we kind of like seeing you, so thank you very much. Katie Comer serves as Meta's Head of Community Development for North America. Meta, formerly known as Facebook Company, is the parent company of the apps we all know and love: Facebook, Instagram, WhatsApp, Workplace, Messenger, Oculus. Her previous work experience includes American Red Cross, News Corporation, Coca-Cola, Disney, P&G, and Rubbermaid. Katie is a graduate of the University of Georgia and has a master's degree in public administration and nonprofit management from Georgia State University. Give it up for Katie Comer. Steve Knighton with the M.A. Mortenson Company is a 28-year veteran of the construction industry, 23 of them with M.A. Mortenson. Steve currently serves as the Vice President, General Manager of Mortenson's Data Center Solutions Group. Steve has held numerous leadership positions during his 23 years with Mortenson Construction and has overseen or led projects in 12 different states. A native of Utah, Steve holds a Bachelor of Science degree in construction management from Brigham Young University. Give it up for Steve. Give him a wave, Steve. Andy Andres, and Andy, I know I've messed it up. Henry was practicing with me last night on how to say your last name, so I'll let you correct me. Anyway, Andy is a 38, almost 40-year construction industry veteran, 28 of them with DPR Construction. He's been a key figure in the development of complex, large-scale projects across the U.S. and internationally. For the past 15 years, he has been integrally involved in Meta's data center program, supporting the execution of 10 campuses and driving the evolution of their build strategy since its inception in 2009. As DPR's Meta account leader, he oversees all aspects of the partnership, ensuring the seamless delivery of mission-critical infrastructure. Born and raised in Northern Virginia, he holds a BS in Civil Engineering from Virginia Military Institute and is now based out of Atlanta. Give it up for Andy. Andy, give him a wave. Dan Harmon with Turner Construction. Dan is Vice President and Project Director with Turner Construction, a leading international construction service company with 47 offices in North America and an annual revenue of over $18 billion. Dan's professional passion is focused on building great teams of individuals, companies, and community partners, all aligned around the goal of building incredible projects in an environment of teamwork. Dan graduated from Michigan in 1991 with a BS in architecture and then got a master's in architecture from Michigan in 1993. Give it up for Dan, please. Dan, give him a wave. I'm going to come around. We on back there, Chris? There we are. We are so excited you all are here. Thank you very much. I think you can tell from all this crowd how excited this region is about you all being here. And I told Henry last night that you all being here, Meta being here, kind of validates something we all knew. This is a great place to call home, and we are so happy you all are here. So thank you all again.
Thank you.
Now, everybody can answer these questions, but Katie, I'm going to start with you. Tell us what a data center does, and tell us what makes the Richland Parish Data Center so special.
Well, first, I would be remiss, Roy, if I didn't say thank you to you and so many of our partners and each of you in this room. Meta is so incredibly proud to finally call this community home. We are so thrilled to be here and so excited. Our many partners from the Chambers, the Franklins, Entergy, I see Rob over there, Gromnila, and I can keep going on and on and on for the many people that we've worked with. Each of you have been incredible. We are so proud to be here and so excited about what's to come. I think I'm here to talk about what a data center does, though, but I would be remiss if I didn't tell you how grateful and honored we are to call this community home finally. You're welcome. So when I think about what a data center does, it doesn't really matter if I wake up in Huntsville, Alabama or Prineville, Oregon. A data center is truly at the center of all connectivity for us. Our Meta data centers are part of our global fleet of infrastructure that bring our technologies and services to life. When you leave one of our data centers, it gives you chills to think about over 3 billion people connecting on our platforms and products every single day and centering that around our data centers. And that's why we're so excited about what's to come with our Richland Parish data center. But let's talk about what that actually means. Who's been on Instagram today, this week? Maybe you shared some great reels from the Super Bowl this weekend. No better state to host the Super Bowl, right? Yep. Yeah, you can clap for that.
We can clap, it's okay.
Yeah. Or you could have a son or daughter overseas that's stationed in the military, and you're communicating with them through WhatsApp, our encrypted messaging system. Or it could be that you started using Meta AI, and maybe you're planning your next family vacation using AI. Whatever it is, none of that connectivity would be possible without our data centers. The Richland Parish Data Center is so exciting for us. I know all of you are very excited, but we're so thrilled too. It's going to really help us accelerate our AI progress, delivering over 2 gigawatts of capacity to help train our open language modeling. So when you think about that connectivity and it happening right here, the mayor mentioned looking forward. What's so exciting is that connectivity and our 3 billion users are truly going to be connected thanks to this data center right here and our many ones around the globe. But we're so excited about what's to come. We're thankful for our partners, and truly that connectivity is possible because of a data center, and we're excited about this one. We truly are.
That's fantastic. Yeah, give her a round of applause. Okay, I'm going to open it up to you, gentlemen. What kinds of construction jobs will be needed to construct the Richland Parish Data Center, and what is the timeline? And I think I'm right. You all three have different scopes of the project. So if you all could talk to those things. And Andy, let's start with you.
Well, thank you, Roy. So, again, I've been involved since really day one. Prineville, Oregon was my first data center, and really the impact of the community. And these data centers just don't get built. They don't get built unless the community is involved and the workforce is acceptance. I can tell you that my experience in construction, I've never been working for an owner that values the employee and the construction worker like Meta does. So employee experience is incredible, and you'll see that and you'll hear it in the days and months and years to come. It's a different place to work. It's not only a construction site, it's more than that. And so people build their careers and they change their lives due to the opportunities Meta's provided for us. And so like the projects or the types of people that we'll be looking for, certainly the trades, the craft, the evolving carpenters, laborers, mechanics, plumbers, electricians, connectivity technicians, all of that is going to come into play and evolve as needs emerge on the project. It is a long-term project, and it'll go on, maybe for 5 years. And we're really at the infancy of building our teams and building our infrastructure, but certainly cannot do it without this community. So thank you.
Steve?
Yes, I agree with everything Andy said. We do focus on the worker experience and make sure that we have the best-in-class environment for people to work in. So the scope is divided up between 3 general contractors. We are competitors in the outside world, but in the Metasphere, we are collaborators. And so I've known Dan and Andy for 5, 6 years, I think. And so we have a good working relationship, and we are going to be working side by side. But it is 3 different employers and 3 different sets of contracts. And so we do need a lot of labor. Mortenson's the first. We're the ones making the mess out there, just pushing mud around. Actually, we try to push dirt, but Louisiana sometimes makes that hard. So, but we're out there, and we are looking for operators and laborers right now. And after we start clearing the site and getting it ready, after that will be electricians and carpenters and several other skills that we are going to need. And so some people might be worried, has the train already left the station on labor? The answer is no. In fact, like Andy was explaining, DPR and Turner are not started yet, and so their ramp up is going to come later this year. Mortenson's ramp up is a little bit earlier because we're the first ones getting the work done.
Thank you. Dan?
Yeah, more of the same from my friends Andy and Steve. With Turner, we are starting in third quarter, so we've got, let's call it 6 months or so to get ready. And it's an unbelievably complex and daunting experience to build one of these mega projects, and this one is literally 10 times bigger than we've done before. So you're seeing some really experienced professionals up here, a little bit on edge, kind of excited. But what that means is that there are, jobs. You want to talk about jobs? We need labor of all kinds, every trade, every type, every level of experience. We need professional staff. We need people to feed all these people. We need, the amount of ramp up we need from a employment perspective is actually fairly daunting. So yeah, the train has not left the station for DPR and Turner scope, not even close, and not for Mortenson either. But it's with the kind of attitude and the feeling in this room that makes all of us feel like it's actually possible, from the welcome that we get and all the good vibes and the teamwork that I think we're going to have, because it takes everybody to accomplish something this big. So.
Thank you, Dan, and thank you, Steve and Andy. Katie, you want to weigh in on any of these guys and how they've done?
We love working with these guys. and truly, a community makes a project, and that's what I mean when I say thank you to all of you. Everyone says thank you to us. No, thank you to you guys. Y'all have opened us up to so many great opportunities, and we are truly just getting started with this project. We just announced December 4th, and we're just getting started. And it's as somebody who has the honor of going to our data center communities around the U.S., I can see the impact, and I know what's in your rear view, but also what's in your future, and it's exciting. Couldn't ask for a better group of folks to be on this journey with.
Man, that's fantastic. And Andy, you said that the project, the complete build, 5 years. Can you guys give us, and will all 3 of you be here for 5 years, all of you, right?
We hope.
Yeah. Sure. Steve is he's our leader right today, and there's a lot of pressure on this guy right here, right? Because we can't start our work until Steve is complete some of his work. So thank you, Steve.
Get back out there, Steve.
Us in the
Pray for
community
dry
have
weather.
a lot of faith in you. But yeah, it's a long project. It's it'll have its ebbs and flows. We've never built anything, as Dan said, to this scale. And so when we got together, this is a few months ago, and the job was getting rolled out. And if you think about what we're going to build, it's never been built before, right? And so there's no playbook here. And we're sort of creating some of this as we go. We're good planners. We're construction people. And so we build buildings and we build technical projects. But again, there's no playbook. And so the playbook becomes what us and the community plan together. And so it is a long road. It's a journey. We're going to be a family. And really, as Katie said, we're really thankful to this reception. I've been on, as Roy said, 10 projects. I've never, ever, ever had this reception and this warm welcome. So again, thank you for that.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you. Okay, I'll throw this to the group. Are there any big wins of hiring local construction companies already for the project?
Yes, there
Hey,
are.
well, tell us.
Yeah, so most of our aggregate right now is being supplied by 5S out of Baton Rouge. We've got Lemoyne. I don't know if they're in the audience here, but we're executing a contract with them to do a lot of our underground utilities. And we've got some others that we're lining up that we're trying to, work through the final details of the contract. And then the other thing we're doing is we are signing up caterers. Like, these workers gotta be fed, so we're focused on local restaurateurs and figuring out how to get caterers. And then there's a bunch of services like tires, bolts, everything. We're doing as much as we can to source them locally. Because we get better service if we have local suppliers meeting our needs. So there is plenty of more opportunity to come, and we're going to be needing more help.
Okay, and so you're doing work out there now, and you two are ramping up to come in behind that. And your third quarter, when are you?
Same, third quarter.
You're both-
Yeah, we start with Turner at the same time.
And so you're feeling that pressure, right, Steve?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Managing
They have
it
to have
very
something
well.
to build on. So
Yeah, so-
we're going to move a few million cubic yards of dirt, and you're going to drive by and say, nothing's changed. It's just, it's just a few feet taller.
So, as a community, can we drive out and see it?
Yeah, you can.
Okay.
You can see it from the highway. If you drive at night, I got confused. I thought the highway turned left, and that was just all our tractors that were running with their headlights. The highway goes straight. Don't go left. You'll end up in the ditch.
So, why should our community be excited about the Richland Parish Data Center coming to town, and how is the team working to mitigate risk associated with growth? We're all excited about growth, but there's a lot of things we don't have a clue about right now that's going to happen to us.
Absolutely, and I will just share, so we'll have about 5,000 construction workers at peak construction out on the job site. But when we talked a little bit about some of those local contracts, and it really is amazing to hear the story, it's not just our subcontractors, it's local restaurants. Our projects, and we have the data behind it, truly provide a multiplier spending effect across the region's economy. So it's the hotels, it's the restaurants, it's the catering, but it's also workers going out into this community, going to local concerts, going to venues, going to restaurants. It really creates what we call a multiplier spending effect. We see it across our communities. We talked a little bit about Prineville. Our first data center, we broke ground in Prineville in 2009. I believe the unemployment rate was about a little under 12%. We came to town, other industries followed. It dropped to 2% within 3 years. And so that's that long-term impact we talk about. When you talk about the community, you're absolutely right. We're going to see growth, but what we like to do at Meta and in partnership with our GCs, so DPR, Mortenson, and Turner, is really work with all of you. We are a company that comes in, we want to listen, we want to learn, we want to hear about how we can best support you, but more importantly, how we can work together to solve some of the problems we might see. And that's really where our team, and Henry was recognized, but I have the honor of leading a team that gets to come in and listen and partner. We're already working with the local Richland Parish community schools, and we're talking about, hey, how does that fifth grader, they never have to leave their hometown. They can find a job right here. We were just talking today. We have folks in the construction industry and at Meta who have said, I want to come home. I'm from Louisiana. I'm from this region. This industry and this project is going to allow me to come home. And that's really what this is all about. The community aspect is going to be tremendous. I mean, we're already partnering locally with a lot of different organizations and some of our partners we work with across our other data center communities. But let's say a risk might be broadband connectivity for a community. Because we have our other data centers and our partnerships with organizations like the Center of Rural Innovation, we can really look at what we've done in other communities across the country where that might be an issue and say, hey, I think we're ready. Let's work with our local partners to maybe bring that program here. What does that look like? But I always say we meet every community where they're at. Every community is so unique and so different. We have a lot of communities we're involved in, but we really strive to meet folks where they're at. We are listeners, we are learners, we live and we work here. Our kids end up going to school here. We become embedded in this community. So when we talk about some of the risk and the issues there, we want to learn about it, we want to partner to fix them, and I think what tends to happen is what I mentioned, that multiplier spending effect, where this project will bring other industries, but how are we working together at a table with the right folks? And it's not just Meta, it's not just our general contractors, it's really our community leaders coming together to figure out how we make a great community even better. And that's what I think is so exciting about this project.
And that's fantastic, and you kind of answered my next question. Yeah, give her a round of applause. I think that's great. But, so, what can we do to support you guys? Who wants to dive in on that?
Dan, you want to go first?
Dan?
Oh, boy. Yeah. It goes back to, well, first of all, I just want to echo, I can't remember who said it. Andy, you said it. I've been doing this a really long time in a lot of different states at scale, and I've never, ever, ever experienced the kind of engagement and friendliness and willingness to help. I've never seen this before, and that's really the answer to the question, right? Like, Katie's right, we're listeners. We're not going to get everything right every time we try something. It's not going to happen overnight, but our ears are open, and we really are focused on trying to make this the best experience we can for everybody involved. So I guess one of the things would be patience, but also just keep this level of engagement up, because we need everybody in the room to help us get there. And Katie's also right. I mean, she's not saying the names of the companies, but wherever Meta goes, everybody else goes as well, and it becomes a sustained growth pattern. So it's not just a flash in the pan type of an event. This is here to stay, and so any investment and any kind of meeting us halfway in terms of capacity and things that can support the workforce and the employees, that's good for the long term, I can tell you, just from seeing this in other states and other communities.
Data centers are a lot like geese. One comes down into the pond, pretty soon a bunch of others come down into that same pond, so.
We promise you won't find community partners quite like us, though.
That's right. I also want to do a shout out. So ULM has a really good construction management program. We've already hired a number of their graduates. Yeah,
They're right
I was
here.
looking for them. There they are. And we've already hired several local people, and we're finding the talent to be exceptional. I was told ULM has the oldest or the first construction management program in the country. Which is great, but what's even greater is the talent that you're producing. So we really appreciate that. If you can just keep pumping out some great talent for us for the next 5 years, that would be phenomenal.
Double it.
Andy, anything?
Well, I echo what my two colleagues had mentioned. I would say just be a little bit aggressive in communicating with us at times. There'll be a website. There'll be different ways to communicate and engage. But if you have any complaints or issues, please email Steve Knighton, and he'll be no, just teasing. But I just we're in the Tower Place office building. Stop by, say hello. We'll engage you as well as time goes on. But I would just don't be shy. Thank you.
I got to defend myself for a second.
Yeah.
And this is a real thing.
Yeah.
Dan asked for patience. When we first launched, we have posted some email addresses on Meta's Facebook page, and we've got a tremendous amount of response that we're trying to work through, and people are probably wondering if that was just a black hole or not. Now that we're getting our websites up and running, it will help people connect to the right spot. So if you're looking for a certain position or a certain contracting opportunity, instead of just being in the general email, which takes us a lot of time to try to work through and understand what people are looking for, I would strongly encourage using the website, because that will get you in the right spot faster, so that we know what kind of business you're trying to engage in or what kind of employment you're looking for and vice versa. And you do have to go to all three contractors. Again, we're not a single entity. So if you go to Mortenson's website and you don't see a certain position or opportunity you're looking for, you should also be checking DPR and Turner's, and they're all linked together.
And I think, Steve, I want to follow up on that because I think it might be helpful for you all to hear more about the timelines on things. We'll be under construction. These are long-term construction projects. We are still under construction today at our Prineville Data Center. So we really see long-term career trade workmanship that work these projects as truly a career. These are long-term construction projects. We are just getting started. We just broke ground 2 months ago. We are constantly posting on our Meta Richland Parish Facebook page jobs that are available through the 3GCs. We've got some up right now. We go operational, meaning the facility we will start operating with Meta Workforce. The Meta Workforce will be about 500 jobs supported through this data center. And what's so exciting about the construction side and Meta and our projects is that these really are diverse jobs. You've got these folks up here that are currently hiring for heavy equipment operators, land surveyors, electricians. And then you have our Meta roles that will be available in 2028. Those roles will be things like electrical engineers, security, culinary, HVAC specialists. So there is such a diversity in all of our roles that we're going to have available for the project. And they truly will be a rolling basis based on just the scope and size and when we complete our construction. But truly, these are long-term career opportunities that are going to last for many, many years. And I think that's another aspect of this. I think a lot of folks think you have to have a high-tech degree to work at a place like Meta or even be on our general contractor side. There is such a diverse skill set needed for all of these roles. And I think that's what should excite all of you as community members, is that from electricians to HVAC specialists to security, there's something for you at this facility.
That's fantastic. And as we wrap up, let's talk again how they can apply for those jobs and look for things like that. So could you all give us your contact information again and talk about the Meta Facebook page that you have for the site again? So Dan, let's start with you.
Well, www.turnerconstruction.com is where you see all of our stuff. But we will also, as Steve said, we will be having our Louisiana-specific opportunities posted through the main web page for the Richland Parish Data Center, which should go live pretty soon. So that's how you get there.
Thank you. Andy?
Same as Dan said. Everything is accessible through the project portal,
Okay.
Which will be our website as well.
Okay. And talk again about the Facebook page a little bit so we can get information and updates as we go.
You can go right now to your Facebook app, click in Richland Parish Data Center. It'll be your first thing that you see. Click follow. We're posting weekly, almost daily, different posts and updates. You can follow Henry around on his day trips here and have a good time following what we're doing locally in the community.
Well, we thank you all very, very much. You're going to hang around a little bit because I'm sure people, when I got here at 4 o'clock, there were people from New Orleans and Baton Rouge already here. And so there's people from all over the state right here. So we want to say again, thank you all for being here. If there's anything we can do from the chamber or from this community, we will help you any way we can. And thank you all again. Give it up for them very much, please. Thank you all. Is there anything else you want to say? As I come back around, there's gifts for each of you to take with you. Thank you all. I'm gonna take